what I have did since morning. I got up by 9 a.m. and then I got fresh, and till 10 a.m. I had breakfast and some few Anki cards, very few Anki cards. Then from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I studied. 11:45 a.m. I can say I studied. Then 11:45 to now 2 p.m. मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 12 से 2 बजे 1-2 घंटे मैंने वेस्ट कर दिए हैं. 2 आवर्स आई हैव वेस्टेड. उसमें से मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि मैं 30 मिनट्स वॉक करी हूँ. आई वॉक फॉर 30 मिनट्स एंड आई हैड लंच. एंड उसके बाद थोड़ा टाइम पास किया एंड 2 घंटे हो गए. एंड नाउ फ्रॉम 2 p.m ऑनवर्ड्स, 2 p.m टू कितना ऊपर भी जाना है मुझे, तो 4 p.m ये 2 घंटे हम पढ़ाई करेंगे. एंड चलो जल्दी से पढ़ाई करते हैं. उसके बाद मुझे आई वॉन्ट टू सी द सनसेट. आई एम लविंग दैट. एंड पढ़ाई भी बहुत करना है. तो लेट्स बिगिन. तो क्वेश्चन क्या रहेगा, मैं क्वेश्चन बैग खोल लेती हूँ ताकि इजीली पढ़ सकें. ठीक है. तो एनवायरनमेंट में से हमने सेफ वाटर देख लिया. ऑन एट द नोट ऑन मेथड्स ऑफ हाउस होल्ड प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर. अब हम प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर देखेंगे. प्यूरिफिकेशन हाउस होल्ड एज वेल एज प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑन लार्ज स्केल. उसके बाद हम एयर पोल्यूशन करेंगे. उसके बाद हम स्लो सैंड फिल्टर्स, रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर्स, नॉइज़ पोल्यूशन, सैनिटरी टॉयलेट, ये सब करेंगे. ठीक है बच्चा बॉडी, लेट्स स्टार्ट. यस, ठीक है, लेट्स स्टार्ट. सो यस, वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन. गाइस, व्हाट इज़ वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन? वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन क्या होता है? तो वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन मेथड्स, प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर ऑन लार्ज स्केल. लार्ज स्केल कैसे करते हैं? तो लार्ज स्केल में फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल स्टोरेज करते हैं और अपने आप थोड़ा बहुत फिल्टर हो जाता है. ठीक है. उसके बाद फिल्ट्रेशन ऑफ वाटर, जहाँ पे स्लो सैंड फिल्टर्स, रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर्स, डिसइंफेक्शन ऑफ वाटर, क्लोरिनेशन, ओजोनेशन, अल्ट्रावायलेट रेडिएशन, मेम्ब्रेन प्रोसेस. चलो जल्दी से इसको याद करते हैं. स्टोरेज ऑफ वाटर क्या होता है? फिजिकल, केमिकल और बायोलॉजिकल. फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. चार्जिंग है मेरे टैब में? यस, अच्छा खासा चार्जिंग है. फिजिकल, केमिकल और बायोलॉजिकल होता है. क्या होता है गाइस? फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. 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 सो रोज़ का मेरा टारगेट है टू कंप्लीट 12 आवर्स ऑफ स्टडिंग. तो अभी 2 बज रहे, तो मैं 12 आवर्स कैसे करूँगी? तो 2 से रात के 2 बजे होंगे 12 आवर्स. ठीक है, 1 घंटा मैंने पढ़ा है, मानती हूँ मैं. तो 11 घंटे 2 से 1 बजे होगा फिर. ठीक है, 2 बजे से 9 बजे तक कितने घंटे होंगे? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 आवर्स. और 11 बजे तक तो 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 9 घंटे. तो 12 बजे तक पढ़ते हैं. तो 10 घंटे मिनिमम रोज़ पढ़ाई करनी है आपको, बिकॉज एग्ज़ाम्स हैं अगले 10 डेज़ में. तो आज हम सिलेबस कंप्लीट कर देंगे एनवायरनमेंट का और फॉरेंसिक का भी करेंगे. ठीक है. वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन मेथड्स क्या होता है? फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. स्टोरेज ऑफ वाटर करेंगे तो पीसीबी हो जाएगा. पीसीबी, फिजिकल, केमिकल, बायोलॉजिकल. फिल्ट्रेशन में सैंड, सोर्स एंड रैपिड सैंड. ठीक है. डिसइंफेक्शन, क्लोरिनेशन बेस्ट और चीपेस्ट. ओजोनेशन, अल्ट्रावायलेट रेडिएशन और मेम्ब्रेन प्रोसेस. स्टोरेज के बारे में बात करें तो वाटर इज स्टोर्ड फॉर 5 to 7 डेज. कितने दिन तक बच्चे? 5 to 7 डेज. 5 to 7 डेज के लिए स्टोर होगा. वाटर इज स्टोर्ड फॉर 5 to 7 डेज. व्हाट विल हैपन? 90% इम्प्यूरिटीज विल रिड्यूस बाई 90%. आइडियल स्टोरेज 10 से 15 दिन तक स्टोर करोगे. कैसे क्लीन होगा? एक्शन ऑफ ऑक्सीडाइजिंग बैक्टीरिया. there are bacteria called oxidizing bacteria. They will clean the water. They will oxidize all the organic matter. तो 15 दिन वाटर स्टोर करके रखोगे, साफ हो जाएगा. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, फिल्ट्रेशन. रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर, ऑल्सो नोन एज मैकेनिकल फिल्टर. तो रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर को और क्या बोलते हो? मैकेनिकल फिल्टर. रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर का दूसरा नाम है आर एम, मैकेनिकल फिल्टर. मैकेनिकल फिल्टर यूज्ड इन बिगर सिटीज़. मशीन्स वगैरह कहाँ काम करती है? बिगर सिटीज़. तो मैकेनिकल फिल्टर रिप्रेजेंट बिगर सिटीज़. मोर इन यूज फिल्ट्रेशन, इट इज़ मोर इन यूज. सोर्स ऑफ वाटर सप्लाई इन टाउन्स एंड सिटीज़. इट इज़ सरफेस वाटर यूज होता है टाउन्स एंड सिटीज़. ठीक है। प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ सरफेस वाटर बाय रैपिड फिल्टर्स कैसे करते हैं? पहले ग्रिड चेंबर रहता है। ग्रिड चेंबर क्या करता है? वाटर फ्रॉम द कैनाल पासेस थ्रू अ मेश इन द ग्रिड चेंबर विच रिमूव्स लार्ज इम्प्यूरिटीज। तो मेश रहता है, जाली रहती है, जहाँ से जो बड़े बड़े कचरे हैं वो प्योर इम्प्यूरिटीज जो हैं बड़े बड़े सेपरेट हो जाते हैं। वाटर इज सब्जेक्टेड टू अ हाइट टू अलो हैवियर इम्प्यूरिटीज टू सेटल। टू हाइट टू अलो हैवियर इम्प्यूरिटीज टू सेटल। ठीक है, तो हैवियर इम्प्यूरिटीज सेटल हो जाती हैं। मिक्सिंग चेम्बर रहता है। मिक्सिंग चेम्बर यहाँ पे रहता है, मिक्सिंग चेम्बर। और मिक्सिंग चेम्बर में क्या करेंगे? एलम 5 to 100 मिलीग्राम पर लीटर। तो मिक्सिंग चेम्बर्स में क्या रहेगा? एलम। एलम कितना रहेगा? 5 to 100 मिलीग्राम पर लीटर। 5 to 100 मिलीग्राम पर लीटर एलम रहेगा बेस्ड ऑन कंटामिनेशन लेवल्स मिक्सड विथ वाटर। पानी के साथ मिक्स कर दिए। तो पहले हमारे पास ग्रिड चेम्बर था। वाटर फ्रॉम अ कैनाल पासेस थ्रू अ मेश इन द ग्रिड चेम्बर थ्रू अ मैश। तो मैश से पूरा सेपरेट हो गया। सब्जेक्टेड टू हाइट टू अलो हैवियर इम्प्यूरिटीज टू सेटल। तो जितने भी भारी इम्प्यूरिटीज है वो सेटल हो जाएंगे, है ना। जब भारी इम्प्यूरिटीज सेटल हो जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? जो मिक्सिंग चैम्बर है बेस्ड ऑन कंटामिनेशन लेवल एलम मिक्स करेंगे पानी के साथ। फिर फ्लोकुलेशन चैम्बर, एक फैन रहेगा। एक क्या रहेगा? एक फैन रहेगा। एक फैन रहेगा, वो फैन क्या करेगा? घूमेगा, रोटेट होगा, चर्न। फैन चर्न्स द वाटर ensures through thorough mixing of alum which leads to formation of froth और slum। तो froth बनेगा, ठीक है। फिर सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक, वाटर इज अलाउड टू रेस्ट फॉर 2 to 6 hours to enable sedimentation of suspended particles। water falls into rapid sand filter by pressure or gravity। percolation होगा। percolation, water percolates through sand bed, sanded, इसमें से पानी जाएगा। डेप्थ ऑफ सैंड बेड इज 1 to 1.5 मीटर। After effective size of sand is an effective size is 0.4 to 0.7 mm, 0.4 to 0.7 mm, and gravel below. Water percolates through sand bed. Depth of sand bed is 1 to 1.5 meter and effective size of sand is 0.4 to 0.7 mm, and gravel below. So water percolates through sand bed and gravel below। ठीक है। ड्रेनेज सिस्टम, फिल्टर्ड वाटर गेट्स कलेक्टेड, देन फिर उसको क्लोरिनेट करेंगे फॉर डिसइंफेक्शन। व्हाट इज अ साइफन? द वाटर लेवल इन द ट्यूब। साइफन ट्यूब किस में होता है? मस्किटो एंटोमोलॉजी। साइफन ट्यूब किस में होता है? एनोफिलस में नहीं होता, एडीज में होता है, क्यूलेक्स में होता है, मैंसोनी में भी होता है। इसमें से मोटा किसका होता है? टेल मी इन कमेंट्स, ठीक है। वुमेन्स में बोलो which one is long, which one is broad, okay। Siphon, the water level in the tube and the filter should be the same। Siphon water level in the tube and the filter should be same। If impurities choke the filter bed, the water level in the filter will rise and the water level in the tube will decrease। This is called as loss of head। and allowed loss of head is कितना? 6 to 8 feet। this is the बट्टिफिकेशन वाला पार्ट कितना रहेगा? लॉस ऑफ हेड कितना एलो करेंगे? 6 से 8। तो अगर वाटर लेवल इन द ट्यूब, डायग्राम से समझाएं, डायग्राम से समझाते हैं, गूगल डायग्राम से समझाते हैं। देखो यहाँ पे रैपिड बैक वॉशिंग कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे। दिस इज द रियल पिक्चर, इमेजेस में देखते हैं, ठीक है। द वाटर लेवल इन द ट्यूब एंड द फिल्टर शुड बी द सेम। दिस इज द डायग्राम which is there in the park also। increase the size, no, it has increased a lot। ये रैपिड्स एंड फिल्टर्स हैं, देखो। इमेजेस में this is the actual image which is there in your park। रैपिड व स्लो सैंड, तो रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर्स में फिल्टर फ्लोर है, परफोरेटेड लैटरल्स, ग्रेडेड ग्रेवल, कास्ट आयरन मैनफोल्ड, filter tank, wash tubs, filter sand. This is slow sand, venturi meter where under drainage supporting gravel, sand beds, mud stick filter, supernatant water. ठीक है, so let's go back. So we are back. So see here, siphon क्या होता है guys? Siphon क्या होता है? The water level in the tube and the filter should be the same. Water level in the tube and the filter should be the same. अगर same नहीं है water level दोनों में तो क्या होगा? If impurities choke the filter bed, the water level in the filter will increase and the water level in the tube will decrease. This is called as loss of head. What is cleaning? Opening the air valves in the filter helps unclog impurities. तो valves जो है opening the air valves in the filter helps unclog impurities. This process is known as backwashing and it needs a skilled operation. ठीक है, 2 types of rapid sand filters होते हैं. इसमें भी types हैं, Peterson's gravity type and Candy's pressure type. So Peterson's Candy's, तो PC is very rapid. Priyanka Chopra is growing very rapidly. So Peterson's gravity type and Candy pressure type. ठीक है, Peterson. So water gets filtered through a sandbed under its own weight. So water gets filtered through a sandbed under its own weight. That is why it is called gravity. So water gets filtered through a sandbed under its own weight. Candy's pressure type is water is passed through the bed under pressure. This is higher than atmospheric pressure. So here you have to put the pressure. Candy will put pressure. Now let's talk about slow sand filters. It has no technical process. Only no flocculation, no alum mixing, used in smaller towns. So created in a big area because the area required for the slow sand filters is huge. So it can't be in the main city. So it is in the town. So created a big area with sand bed and gravel layer. So there is a sand bed and gravel layer. Effective size of sand in slow sand filters is 0.2 to 0.3 mm. ठीक है, effective size of slow sand filters is 0.2 to 0.3 mm. Growth of algae and planktons. So growth of algae and planktons. So here the main filter which is there is vital layer, Zuglier layer, mud stick layer or biological layer. Let's talk about how is the process. So water enters into the filter. Water settles above the sand bed. When water settles for long, growth of algae and plankton occurs. The rate of filtration is very slow, but plankton बनेगा, algae बनेगा, तो time लगेगा. Layers, Zuglier layer, biological layer, mud stick layer. The rate of filtration is slow. Heart of the filter is mud stick layer. So this layer which is formed of planktons layer, algae layer is called mud stick layer. It is responsible for purifying water and it is 2 to 3 meters thick, very thick. So removes organic matter, holds back bacteria and oxidizes ammonical nitrogen into nitrate. A more purification will be there. So cleaning done by scraping 2 to 5 centimeter mud stick layer. अच्छा 2 to 3 centimeter, not meters, भाई मैं सोच इतना मोटा कैसे बनेगा. 2 to 3 centimeter. तो स्मड स्टिक लेयर जो algae का लेयर है निकाल दो एंड फिर क्लीन हो जाएगा. Difference between rapid slow sand filters and slow sand filters. So this space occupies less space. Here more space. That's why it is not in the cities. It is in towns. Rate of filtration is fast, but slow का नाम ही slow है. तो यहाँ पे 5 to 15 meter cube per hour per meter square. Here 0.1 to 0.5 meter cube per hour per meter square. Very less in points. Decimals it is. Effective size of sand is 0.4 to 0.7. Quite big ना. Big but तो fast हो रहा है. इधर सब ज़्यादा है. 0.2 to 0.3 mm. Preliminary treatment required. Here you need to treat with alum and flocculate. They are not required. Talking about washing, here in rapid we need back washing. Here sand bed scraping. Just you take out the Zuglier layer. Operation needs skilled operation. Skilled operation is not required. Removal of turbidity good. Here also good. Removal of bacteria up to 99%, but 99.99% will be there. Ideal for cities, bigger towns, smaller towns. Removal of color, good, fine. Loss of head, 6 to 8 feet, 4 feet. Capacity 200 mega, I don't know how to say that, 2 to 3, okay. So this is the identify this. Smudged layer present slow sand filter. So this is the diagram of slow sand filter. How it is there? There is a venturi meter, there is a under drainage pipe, there is a supporting gravel, sand bed, smudged layer, supernatant water reservoir, raw water inlet. So from here you will send the water. There will be filter. This is the filtered water. तो व्हाट हैपन्स, ये जो ऊपर पानी है और नीचे ये लेयर बना हुआ है, ये लेयर को निकालना रहेगा जस्ट, ठीक है. रेगुलेटिंग वाल्व है यहाँ पे, वियर चेम्बर है, क्लीन वाटर रिजर्वायर, वेंटिलेशन. तो यहाँ से पूरा परकुलेट होगा, यहाँ पे आएगा, उसके बाद यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा, ठीक है गाइस. Everybody watching. Smudged layer present slow sand filter. Let's talk about disinfection, chlorination, ozonation, membrane process. तो big rapid sand filters, slow sand filters. अब disinfection में chlorination, most frequently used and cheap. Residual chlorine has 0.5 milligram per liter for a contact period of 1 hour. Has to be 0.5 milligram. Used for large bodies. Chlorine gas is cheap, quicker, efficient, easy to apply, hence is most preferred one. And Peterson's chloronome is used to deliver chlorine gas. Peterson we saw in rabbits and filters. We have two types. Patterson is Patterson gravity type, but here this is Patterson. Okay, Patterson also made chloronome. Chloramine is use loose compounds of chlorine and ammonia. Advantage liquidness tablets and presence of residual action. Very slow process. Perchlorine, high test hypochlorite, carries 60 to 70% available chlorine. What is superchlorination? Addition of large doses of chlorine to water and removal of excess of chlorine after disinfection. तो पहले बहुत ज़्यादा क्लोरीन डाल देना, उसके बाद एक्सेस क्लोरीन को निकालना. यूज फॉर हाईली पोल्यूटेड वाटर. ओजोनेशन, सप्लाई ओजोन गैस O3 थ्रू ट्यूब्स विथ वाटर. कितना 2 to 2.5 milligram per liter of ozone gas is supplied. Okay, is supplied for contact period of 20 minutes. Contact time of 20 minutes. Disadvantage, expensive and no residual property. Residual property only seen in chlorination. Membrane process, semi-permeable membrane with holes through which raw water passes. So membrane process में semi-permeable membrane. Once water permeates through this membrane, it gets purified. ठीक है. Semi-permeable membrane with holes through which raw water passes. Once water permeates through this membrane, it gets purified. हाँ, मैं 1 बजे अगर पढ़ाई करना शुरू कर देती कितना अच्छा है. तो बट आई वेस्टेड माई टाइम टिल 2 बजे. Semi-permeable membrane with holes through which raw water passes. Once water permeates through this membrane, it gets purified. So once water permeates through this membrane, it gets purified. Very easy, na? Raw water pass through these holes, it gets purified. Size of pores is very less, 10 minus 2 and below. Processes nanofiltration, ultrafiltration, reverse osmosis. Disadvantage, expensive and wastage of water will be there. What is purification of water on a small scale? How will you pure on household basis? So first thing is disinfection and household purification of water. Disinfection of well कैसे करेंगे? Find the volume of water in the well. What is the formula? Formula for the cylinder, like pi r square h by 4. ठीक है. Pi r square h by 4. Pi की value you know 22/7 or 3.14. So into r का diameter of the well, R is diameter, it is diameter of the well, height of the well. क्या क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं?
The volume V
Pi r
of a
square
cylinder is calculated
h.
using the formula.
Okay, so if you are taking radius, then it is pi r square h. But if you are taking diameter of the well, then it is pi diameter square h by 2 to the 4. This is the formula. Understood? Calculate the amount of bleaching powder to be added by Horrocks apparatus. Calculate the amount of bleaching powder to be added by the Horrocks apparatus. Horrocks apparatus, you know the formula. 2n is equal to 455 liter. Okay, n is which cup showed first color, blue color. So check for disinfection of well by multi-purpose worker male in the subcenter. Male worker does this, multi-purpose worker. Residual level of chlorine in well should be 0.5 mg per liter for contact period of how many? 1 hour, 1 ghanta. The reverse bleaching powder into a well is done by double pot method. Delivers bleaching powder into a well is done by double pot method. Let's say what is double pot? See, double pot method कहते हैं. Delivers bleaching powder into a well. So bleaching powder plus sand added to the inner pot. Okay, after superchlorination, chlorine gradually released to outer pot via hole in the inner pot. From outer pot gradually released into the well. So see, ये वाला जो ब्लैक वाला है ये इनर पॉट है, ये आउटर पॉट है खाली है जो. ठीक है, तो आउटर पॉट के अंदर इनर पॉट रखे. आउटर पॉट में भी एक सुराख है, छेद है, होल है ऑफ 1 सेंटीमीटर डायमीटर. ओके, लेकिन एकदम नीचे नहीं होता ना, 4 सेंटीमीटर ऊपर होता है. ठीक है, एंड अंदर वाले पॉट में ब्लीचिंग पाउडर है और उधर भी ऊपर की तरफ होल है. आउटर पॉट में नीचे की तरफ होल है, इनर पॉट में ऊपर की तरफ होल है. ठीक है, सो ब्लीचिंग पाउडर होल 1 सेंटीमीटर डायमीटर का है. ठीक है, आउटर पॉट कवर्ड है. ठीक है, ये पूरा कवर्ड है. तो क्या होगा, ब्लीचिंग पाउडर एंड सैंड टू इनर पॉट. ब्लीचिंग पाउडर है, सुपर क्लोरिनेशन के बाद क्लोरीन निकलेगा और फिर आउटर पॉट के थ्रू निकलेगा वह होल इन द इनर पॉट. ठीक है, फ्रॉम आउटर पॉट ग्रेजुअली रिलीज्ड इनटू द वेल. सो सिटेबल फॉर 2 to 3 weeks. क्राइटेरिया फॉर डबल पॉट सिटेबल फॉर 2 to 3 weeks. वॉल्यूम ऑफ वेल 4500 to 6000 लीटर्स. कितना वॉल्यूम रहेगा वेल का? तो 4000 to 6000 लीटर्स, 4500 से 6000 पानी लीटर पानी. डेली वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट 300 to 450, उतना ही यूज़ कर सकते हैं. 300 to 450 लीटर पर डे. हाउस होल्ड वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन देखते हैं. डिसइंफेक्शन ऑफ वेल देख लिया कैसे करते हैं. और सेपरेटर्स यूज़ करेंगे या डबल पॉट मेथड से ब्लीचिंग पाउडर रिलीज करेंगे. 300 to 450 लीटर एक दिन के लिए देगा वो बस. हाउस होल्ड वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन 300 450 बहुत कम है ना. हाउस होल्ड वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन सबसे अच्छा ना बॉयल कर लो. बट वो कॉस्टली होता है. केमिकल डिसइंफेक्शन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इन क्लोरिनेशन कर सकते हो केमिकल में. हाउस होल्ड फिल्टर्स यूज़ कर सकते हो, कैंडल फिल्टर, यूवी रेडिएशंस यूज़ करते हो, मेम्ब्रेन फिल्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिक फिल्टर्स एंड सोलर डिसइंफेक्शन. तो जो बॉइलिंग है बेस्ट मेथड ऑफ डिसइंफेक्टिंग बट लीस्ट यूज्ड. एडवांटेज किल एवरीथिंग. cyst, ova, spores. Disadvantage expensive, no residual activity, require reboiling every 4 to 6 hours. Rolling boiling, water is boiled for 10 to 15 minutes. Chemical disinfection, chlorination. Second best method है chlorination. Does not kill cyst, ova or spores. Okay, but chlorination can kill viruses, poliovirus, cyclops, but may alter taste and smell of water. Preferred due to residual property of chlorine. Water once treated remains disinfected. Important information: chlorine oxidizes iron, manganese and hydrogen sulfide, controls algae, slime organisms and aids coagulation. Let's talk about chlorine action. Chlorine is most used in the form of bleaching powder. Okay, bleaching powder, so you will get the chlorine. 100 grams of bleaching powder will give you 33 grams of free chlorine. 33 grams of free chlorine. What is the
The most commonly accepted chemical formula for bleaching powder is
CaOCl2. Okay, this is the formula of bleaching powder. So if you use 100 grams, you will get only 33 grams of free chlorine. Okay, 2.5 grams of bleaching powder disinfects, but 2.5 grams disinfect 1000 liters of water. So chlorine best acts as pH 7, neutral pH. Mechanism of action of chlorine with water. Addition of chlorine to water. HOCl जो है hypochlorous acid and HCl will form पानी में. HCl is neutralized by alkalinity of the water. HOCl dissociates into H plus and OCl minus hypochlorite ion, and this will disinfect. Chlorine and its disinfecting properties. Disinfecting property of Cl2 is 90% due to HOCl. तो यहाँ पे अगर देखो 2.5 grams of bleaching powder, तो 90% due to HOCl, hypochlorous acid. 90% due to HCl, hypochlorous acid. 10% due to OCl minus. 90% due to hypochlorous acid. And 10% due to OCl minus. So 90% due to HOCl, hypochlorous acid. 10% due to OCl minus. So most important is disinfecting property of Cl2 is 90% hypochlorous acid, not hypochlorite. 10% due to hypochlorite. The hypochlorous acid is helpful, okay? Helpful to us. Chlorous acid. As is helpful to us. Chlorine demand of water. Amount of chlorine that is needed to destroy bacteria and to oxidize all organic matter and ammonical substances present in water. Estimation of chlorine demand of water or dose of bleaching powder required for disinfection of water is by Horrocks apparatus. Horrocks estimates chlorine demand of water. It has indicator, that is starch iodide indicator. This is important, asked in spot race also. Starch iodide is the indicator. Color changes to blue. Components. 1 black cup, एक काला कप रहेगा, काले लोग एक ही रहेंगे, और 6 white people, 6 white cups. And 2 spoons will be there, indicator will be there. 1 black cup used for solution preparation. Water plus indicator will be there. 6 cups filled with increasing level of water plus 2 drops of solution is added. Interpretation. The first cup showing a color change determines the amount of bleaching powder needed. Formula 2Na into 2 grams of bleaching powder. Disinfect 455 liters. First cup showing a color change. Free or residual chlorine. After chlorine demand of water estimated. After you have estimated the chlorine demand, some extra amount of chlorine is added to water so that water remains disinfected. After chlorine demand of water estimated, some extra amount of chlorine is added to water so that the water remains disinfected. The extra amount of chlorine added to water is called free or residual chlorine. Water estimated, some extra amount of chlorine added to water so that water remains disinfected. That extra amount is called free or residual chlorine. 0.5 is the required one. Total amount of chlorine added to water combined Cl2 demand estimated by Horrocks apparatus. Residual chlorine, that is free chlorine, estimated by chloroscope or OT or OTA test. OT is orthotoluene test. Orthotoluene test. Okay. Those who are watching, like, share and subscribe. Quickly like कर दो, share कर दो. We'll go some fast, okay? Chloroscope measures free or residual chlorine. Or orthotolidine test, orthotolidine test. So we have two types. Orthotolidine, one will test only one thing, another will test both things separately. Test for chlorination of water. Orthotolidine test, OT and OTA test. C. Measures free or residual chlorine. Carried out by adding 0.1 ml of reagent in 1 ml of water. 1 ml of water, 0.1 ml of reagent. The yellow color produced is matched against suitable standards of colored disc. जो येलो कलर है produce is matched against suitable standard or color disc. Yellow color produced is matched against suitable standards of color disc. Yellow color. Take reading within 10 to 15 seconds. 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 Yellow color produces matched against suitable standards or color disc. Yellow color is produced is matched against suitable standard or color disc. Take reading within 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, yellow color produced is matched against suitable standard of colors. Okay, color disc. OTA test is better than OT test because arsenic is there in OTA test. In OTA test, if arsenic is there, it detects both free and combined chlorine separately. Free and combined separately. And affected by interfering substances, nitrites, iron, manganese, and affected. OT test can detect free chlorine separately, can detect combined chlorine but not separately. Combined chlorine is total chlorine minus free chlorine. Okay, so what are the levels of residual chlorine? Drinking water is 0.5 milligram. 0.5 milligram per liter. Contact period of 1 hour. Post disaster is there, then more than equal to 0.7 milligram per liter. It can go up to 0.9. Contact period of 1 hour. Residual chlorine 0.7 होना चाहिए. Swimming pools more than 1 milligram per liter. More than 1 milligram per liter or more than 1 ppm for contact period of 1 hour. तो जो स्विमिंग पूल्स होते हैं ना, उसमें मोर देन 1 मिलीग्राम पर लीटर होना चाहिए. एक क्रॉस कर देना चाहिए स्विमिंग पूल्स में. Killing cyclops and poliovirus more than 2 milligram period of 1 hour. Contact period 1 hour but quantity बढ़ानी है. High yield points disinfecting action chlorine mainly due to hypochlorous acid HOCl. Property of chlorine due to HOCl and OCl minus. Minimum recommended concentration of free chlorine is 0.5 milligram per liter, 0.5 ppm for a contact period of 1 hour. Total dose of chlorine demand plus free residual chlorine of 0.5 milligram per liter. Breakpoint chlorination, point at which chlorine demand is met and free residual chlorine starts appearing. Breakpoint chlorination. Most common form of chlorine used is bleaching powder, because 100 gram of bleaching powder will give you 33 grams of free chlorine. And if you see, just 2.5 grams is necessary to filter 1000 liter of water. 2.5 grams of bleaching powder. Okay. Most common form of chlorine used is bleaching powder. Stabilized bleaching powder mixed with excess of lime. It retains its strength. Bleaching powder contains 33% available chlorine, most commonly used. Chlorine solution. If 4 kg of bleaching powder with 25% available chlorine is mixed with 20 liters of water, it will give a 6% solution of chlorine. And this 6% solution you can use. High test hypochlorite. Perchloron is a calcium compound that contains 60 to 70% available chlorine. Perchloron, calcium compound, 60 to 70%. Here only 33%. Here, how to make 6% solution of chlorine? Take 4 kg bleaching powder with 25% available chlorine is mixed with 20. So it will have 25% available chlorine, and it is mixed with 20 liter water, and it will give you 6% solution of chlorine. Perchloron is a calcium compound that contains 60 to 70% available chlorine. Perchloron. Chlorine tablets or halogen tablets. A single tablet of 0.5 gram is sufficient to disinfect 20 liters of water. 20 liters of water, 0.5 gram of tablet. Iodine may be used for emergency disinfection of water. 2 drops of 2% ethanol solution of iodine suffice for 1 liter of water. 2 drops, that's it. 2% ethanol solution of iodine. Contact time 20 to 30 minutes, आधा घंटा. Iodine tablets are available as Nesphil's and Bursulli's tablet. Potassium permanganate is not recommended now. Purification of water on a small scale. Other methods are ozone, UV radiation. Ozone is powerful oxidizing and strong biocidal agent. Disadvantage: expensive and has no residual property. It can infect again. The dose for potable water treatment varies from 0.2 to 1.5 milligram per liter. Potable water means zero coliforms in 100 ml. So the dose of potable water treatment varies from 0.2 to 1.5 milligram per liter. It depends on ozone. UV radiation 235 arc lamp. Disadvantage: no residual property. Household filters. This is Chamberlain filter. It is a porcelain filter. Just look at this. This is a this is the Chamberlain porcelain filter. Porcelain. This is Bergfeld filter. Bergfeld filter. This is not candle filter. It is Bergfeld filter, made up of kieselguhr or infusorial earth. This is steel and inside will have handles. This is Cartadine filter, portable, coated with silver ions, and exert its action by oligodynamic. Bergfeld filter, Cartadine filter, coated with silver ions and exerts its action by oligodynamic. Membrane filters, membrane filtration process. Membrane filter process. Pore size usage. Low pressure microfiltration, ultrafiltration. Pore size less than 0.2, less than 0.1. Community level. High pressure nanofiltration, reserve osmosis 0.01, 0.02. Household. Low pressure, high pressure. Low pressure is microfiltration, ultrafiltration. High pressure nanofiltration, reverse osmosis. Low pressure microfiltration, ultrafiltration. High pressure nanofiltration, reverse osmosis. Community level, household level. High pressure, household level. Community level, low pressure. Micro, ultra. House, nano, reverse osmosis. Pore size variations. Reverse osmosis has 4 cylinders. One is called sediment filter. It removes impurities. Carbon block filter. It is most important chemical disinfection. Okay. What is GAC filter? Taste is more, order is less. RO membrane 0.002, 0.001. Solar disinfection. Water is collected by PET bottles and placed in sunlight for more than 6 hours. Solar filtration. Solar filtration. Water is collected in PET bottles and placed in sunlight for more than 6 hours. So during cloudy days, PET bottles are placed in sunlight for more than 24 hours after. Solar disinfection will take place. Swimming pool sanitation. More than 24 to 25 square feet per swimmer. Per swimmer, how much area you need? 24 to 25 square feet. Water change. More than 15% every 24 hours. More than 15% of water should be changed. pH 7.4 to 7.5. Chlorination is very important. More than 1 ppm. More than 1 ppm, 1 milligram per liter for contact period of 1 hour. तो 1 ppm तो रहना था. आप पीते हो 0.5 ppm. Outbreaks के टाइम पे 0.7 ppm. But residual chlorine in swimming pool will be 1 ppm. Okay. Every 24 hours, 15% of water should be changed. WASH program, water, sanitation and hygiene. WASH, water, sanitation, hygiene. WASH program, water, sanitation, hygiene program. Same guideline is adopted in the National Water and Sanitation Program as well. Water source available to all for at least 250 houses within 30 minutes. 250 houses within 30 minutes, water source should be available. If not, it will lead to problem habitation. What is problem habitation? When water is not available, see the problem habitation when water is not available within, we have already seen this. What is Swajal Dhara program? Level for villages and communities. Level 2 for districts. Swajal. Level 1 for villages. See, I'll tell you here. We have seen this already, I said. Let me show you. That's all we have seen, right? सी में 3.5% सॉल्ट होता है. See, problem habitation. Drinking water source point is not within 1.6 kilometer in plains or 100 meter in elevation in the hilly areas. So water available at a depth of more than 15 meter is problem habitation. 1.6 किलोमीटर के अंदर नहीं है. टेम्पररी हार्डनेस कैसे रिमूव करोगे? बॉइल करोगे, लाइम डालोगे, सोडियम कार्बोनेट परमिटेड डालोगे. ठीक है. स्वजल धारा प्रोग्राम लेवल 1 फॉर विलेजेस एंड कम्युनिटीज, लेवल 2 फॉर डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. Before moving further, I want to ask some questions. Okay, active recall is very important. So talking about Horrocks apparatus. Horrocks apparatus have how many black cup? 1. How many white cup? 6. Total family of 7. Okay. What is the indicator? Star is the indicator. What is the use of horoscope? To know the chlorine demand of water. To know the free residue, then we need chloroscope or OT test or orthotolerance arsenite test, OTA test. Which is better? OTA, because it measures separately free and combined chlorine pressure separately because arsenic is there in that. Okay. Next, I want to ask about sanitary well. Very important. Sanitary well. In sanitary well, it is for drinking water purification, right? Drinking water. Sanitary well. So, what is the 6 meter deep depth? 6 meter, or you can say 20 feet. And how much above the ground? 2 to 5 meter. Like it should be above the ground. There should be a parapet. It should be away 15 meters away from the source of contamination. 15 meters away. How much? 15 meters away. How much? 15 meters away. It's very important sanitary well we are revising. 15 meters away from the source of contamination. And this we have acceptability, microbiological aspect, chemical, radiological aspect. It will be 15 meters away from the source of water, from the source of contamination. Understood? 15 meters away from the source of contamination. So location located within 60 meters of human dwellings. Within 100 meters. Within 100 meters it should be there. Okay, 100 meters के अंदर. ठीक है. Lining depth will be 6 meters 20 feet and around should be 2 to 3 feet. 2 feet or 3 feet, that is 60 to 90 centimeter. Parapet wall 70 to 75 centimeter above the ground level. Lining should be 60 to 90. Parapet wall should be 70 to 75. 70 to 75 centimeters above the ground. Parapet wall. Location less than 100, within 100 meters. Preferably 60 meters. Parapet wall 70 to 75 centimeter above ground. Platform more than 1 meter, 3 feet in directions. Parapet wall should be there. Platform will be more than 1 meter, 3 feet in all directions. ठीक है कि उसमें डायरेक्ट कंटामिनेशन ना हो. 0.5 grams of bleaching powder will decontaminate 1000. Bleaching powder will be 33. Okay, what is waterborne diseases? When you drink, then you will get cholera, typhoid, J infections, gastroenteritis. Water wash करने के लिए पानी नहीं है, adequate पानी नहीं है, तो उसके लिए scabies, trachoma, dermatitis can occur. Safe strategy for trachoma: surgery, antibiotics, facial hygiene, and for environmental sanitation. Water-based diseases: Guinea worms eradicated now, and schistosomiasis. So these are the infectious agents in water, and these are transmitted through aquatic invertebrates like cyclops, snails. Cyclops we are Guinea worms, and snails का schistosomiasis. Swimming pool conjunctivitis, leptospirosis. Water related, that is breeding related is mosquitoes, dengue, malaria, chikungunya. Acceptability microbiological, this we have discussed. Water 0 coliform per 100 ml. 100 ml of water. Presumptive coliform count. Best method is Edgemann's method. Edgeman test. Other confirmatory test is 44 degrees Celsius. If E. coli is producing gas in the lactose, confirmatory test. Indole and citrate utilization is also there. Endo-agar count colonies, you can see membrane filtration technique. Direct colonies you can count and know. Chemical criteria, most undesirable metal is lead. Nitrate is more, 50 milligram per liter. Nitrite is less. Nitrate is remote. Nitrite is recent. And alpha will be 0.5. Beta will be 1. एक beta तो एक beta. Beta means 1 becquerel liter. Okay. This we have seen. This is Birkeland filter made up of steel, and Chamberlain filter, porcelain filter. Kieselguhr and fusarial earth. Okay, see here, feature of slow sand filters with respect to fast filter, is or are. I'll hide the answer, you can't see. Okay, answer is hidden. Option is also hidden. Okay, so features of slow sand filters: occupies less space. Wrong. It occupies more space. It is outside the towns. It is in small towns. So highly skilled operation, no. Just scrape the vital layer. Poor bacterial quality, no. 99.9%. So it is asking features of society. So this you can't. So these all three are wrong. Take more time for purification. Yes. Size and of sand is smaller. Yes. Smaller size. So only D and E are truth. Option is D. Yes. Now let's next question. How many grams of bleaching powder is used to disinfect 3000 liters of water, where fourth cup is the first cup to show the color change? The 2n is equal to 455 liters, but we have 3000 liters. Fourth cup, so 2 into 4, 8 is equal to 455 liters. Okay, if 8 liters, remove this, if 8 liters is giving for 455, how many grams of bleaching powder we need for 3000 liters? So cross multiply 3000 divided by 3000 into 8 divided by 455. I hope we should have calculator. So 455 को 450 कर लेते हैं. Okay, 5 तो 5 के टेबल से जाएगा क्या? 5 9s are 45, 5 6 are 30, 60. 60 into 8 divided by 9 था, right? 63 के टेबल से 3 are 9, 20. 8 to the 16, 160 by 3. 3 5 are 15, 3 5 are 15, 3 3s are 9. So almost 53 grams I can say. Option B is correct. Okay, color produced in orthotory after 5 minutes is due to action of OT test, na? Action of both. It gives us combined. It gives us combined only. No, it gives us free chlorine. B. Free and combined. It gives both. OTA will give us both separately, but here it will give. All the following statements are true about breakpoint chlorination except. So we have to find the false one. Free chlorine is released in water after breakpoint chlorination. Yeah. Chlorine demand is the amount needed to kill bacteria. Yes. Oxidize organic and neutralize ammonia. Yes. 1 ppm free chlorine should be present in water after breakpoint has reached. No, 0.5 should be there. Contact period is 1 hour necessary. The C is the right option. Okay, let's move to next. That is and ventilation. Air and ventilation. She's so beautiful. Air and ventilation like me. After makeup only. Yeah. So air and ventilation. Air and ventilation. Replacement of vitiated air, that is exhausted air. Replacement of exhausted air by supply of fresh outdoor air. So replacement of exhausted air by supply of fresh outdoor air. Replacement of exhausted air by supply of fresh outdoor air. So replacement of exhausted air by supply of fresh outdoor air, that is ventilation. Exhausted air bahar jaए. Replacement of exhausted air by supply of fresh outdoor air. Control of quality of incoming air with regard to its temperature, humidity, purity, in order to provide a thermal environment. Quality of incoming air should be temperature, humidity, purity should be normal. What are the standards of ventilation? Cubic space, air space, floor space. Discomfort, types of ventilation, then air pollution, Effects of air pollution, indicators of air pollution, important for NICET, air pollution monitoring in India, thermal control, indices of heat stress. This we have seen. So just a second. I got a question bank here, guys. See, describe the various categories of biomedical waste. This we have not seen. Okay, describe various household methods of drinking water. This we have completed. What are the various methods of household drinking water? Boiling, best method. It's not widely used because it's costly, expensive. Ozone filtration we have seen. We have to pass the ozone gas into the water, but after that we will not have protection. Okay, boiling. We have different kinds of filters now. We have chlorination, chemical method, chlorination, chlorination. We have Birkeland filters, Chamberlain filter. We have UV filtration, UV light is passed through it. Ozone filtration, membrane filtration through reverse osmosis and all. Done? Done. Okay. What is meant by potable water? Zero coliforms. 100 ml water. 100 ml. 100 ml. 100. ठीक है. Enumerate methods of household purification. Describe rapid sand filter. Rapid sand filter. Rapid sand. Rapid sand filter. Less area, but here you need alum and flocculation. ठीक है. Mechanical filter. Large cities and towns. डायग्राम डाल देना इसका, थोड़ा टफ है बट इसमें द प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर ऑन आर स्केल. हाउ विल यू प्यूरिफाई? फिजिकल केमिकल स्टोरेज. फिजिकल केमिकल, हाँ क्या था? फिजिकल पीसी, मैकेनिकल नहीं मैकेनिकली बायोलॉजिकल, पीसीबी. फिजिकल केमिकल बायोलॉजिकली स्टोरेज. फिल्टर्स रैपिड सैंड फिल्टर्स, स्लो सैंड फिल्टर्स. ठीक है. उसके बाद chemical methods, chlorination. Other methods, sources of air pollution. WHO recommendations on the procedures for prevention and control of air pollution. Sources of air pollution we have to see. WHO recommendations on the procedures for prevention and control of air pollution. Various categories of biomedical waste. Household methods of drinking water we have seen. Potable water seen. This question asked a lot of time. सी हाउसहोल्ड प्यूरिफिकेशन वाटर्स में देख लेते हैं फिर से एक बार. On a small scale, that is household purification. कैसे? How will you do? These are the methods. First you will boil. Chemical disinfectant, most important, chlorination. Household filters, UV radiation, membrane filtration, solar disinfection is also there. Boiling, it will kill everything, but it's expensive. Chemical, second best methods, but cyst ova not killed. That is the disadvantage. Can kill viruses, cyclops. Preferred due to residual property of chlorine. Residual property. Chlorine, you can see about bleaching powder contains will give 33 gram free chlorine, 100 gram will gain 33 gram free chlorine. 2.5 is required for 1000 liters. Test pH 7. Mechanism of action of chlorine with water, you can say. It will form HCl and HOCl. HOCl breakdown H plus HOCl minus. HOCl is purified 90% water. Disinfect 90% of water. Chlorine demand is destroy bacteria, organic to oxidize all the organic matter and ammonical substance present in water. Can talk about Horrocks apparatus. Then you can talk about orthotropium arsenite test, which is better orthotropium arsenite test. 10 to 15 seconds. You will get the reading. OT test can detect free chlorine separately. Can detect separately. OT8 will detect orthotropium arsenite. Detects both free chlorine and combined chlorine separately. Drinking water post disaster, you can tell this chlorine, free acetyl chlorine levels. Then high yield points you can tell. Direct point combination you can talk about. Then chemical distinction you can talk about bleaching powder, chlorine solution, high test hypochlorite, chlorine tablet, halogen tablet, iodine, potassium, permanganate. Purification of water on small scale you can talk about that. Ozone, UV radiation, 235 arc lamp, no residual property in both. Ozone powerful, oxidizing and strong vericidal agent. Expensive, no residual property. You can talk about household as Chamberlain filter, it is porcelain filter, Birkeland filter, Kieselguhr, made up of Kieselguhr or infusorial earth. Then you can talk about Cartadine filter, portable filter, coated with Sylvans, exerts suction by oligodynamics. You can talk about membrane filters, low membrane, low pressure, high pressure. Low pressure is for community level, high pressure is for household level. And low pressure microfiltration MU. Microfiltration and ultrafiltration less than 0.2, 0.1. 0.1 से भी कम nanofiltration 0.01. Reverse osmosis उससे भी कम 0.002. Reverse osmosis has 4 cylinders. You can talk about reverse osmosis. Sediment filter removes impurities. Carbon block filter most important. GAC filter. RO membrane. You can talk about RO membrane. 0.002 osmosis filter कितना reverse osmosis 4 cylinders. Sediment filter, carbon block filter, most important chemical distinction, carbon block filter. GAC increase state, decrease order, and RO membrane. SODIS, that is solar disinfection, can talk about PET bottles placed in sunlight for 6 hours for non-sunny day, cloudy day, and then 2 hours. Swimming pool sanitation, wash program. Swajal Dhara level 1 will talk about villages and communities, level 2 for districts. Problem habitation, if you are not having water within 1.6 kilometers. Problem filtration. Water sources available for all at least 250 houses within 30 minutes. 250 houses can correct. That is, if it is not available, problem habitation. This program is same as the National Water and Sanitation Program. MCQs we have seen. Okay, clear. Talk about air pollutants, right? Okay, so what is ventilation? Replacement of the exhausted air with the fresh air. Control of quality of incoming air with regard to its temperature, humidity, purity in order to provide a thermal. What are the standards of ventilation? Cubic space, air change, flow space. Let's discover types of ventilation. Ghanta ho gaya, I need a break, guys. So let's watch something. What is the question? We can't have break because I've already took a 2 hours break at once. So now I can't take at any cost. Okay. What is meant by potable water? We have seen this. Let's talk about air. Sources of air pollution. WHO recommended on this procedures. Prevention and control of air pollution. So we have primary air pollutants. Let's just talk about the what is discomfort, what is cubic space. Minimal fresh air supply by Lee Drummond, 3000 cubic feet. I will read first and then I'll just talk about it. So my throat will get some rest. Let's talk about this. much to start with. I wish I would be a fast reader.